In this video, I'm going to talk about Wave 3 setups, and actually a Wave 3 setup I'm involved in right now. First of all, let's talk about Pepe. Some of you may have heard of Pepe and may know about it. It was a very famous meme coin, especially way back in May 2023, where it suddenly went from nothing all the way up to a peak market cap of around 1.8 billion. Crazy numbers for a meme coin. Only a handful of meme coins have ever reached these types of numbers. Why am I showing you this? I want to show you a news article from the day that it reached its high. So on this day, you can see at the bottom it says 5th of May. So on 5th of May 2023, it went from 780 million market cap all the way to 1.8. And then 3 days later, well, about 5 days later, it was all the way back at 400 again. So 5 days later, from its peak anyway, it went down about 80%. And then it never did anything interesting after that. And people still hope it's going to go to the moon at some point. And they're going to hodl for Lord knows how long. I don't no idea why. The chart doesn't look good at all. But anyway, I'm showing you this because if you type in Pepe news for Binance, you'll see these articles that came out on the 5th. Binance listed Pepe coin on that very day it reached the top. And that's a learning point there. With these meme coins, it's very much buy the rumor, sell the news. Absolutely. As with much of crypto anyway, but definitely with meme coins. So when they get listed, this is Valhalla for them basically. When they get listed on Binance or Coinbase, that's the end of it. That is their end goal. That is the target to get to. That means they're well-established, massive meme coin like Dogecoin then. And once they're there, nobody cares anymore. And that's the place where you find the top for these markets. So keep this in mind. Wave 3 is basically all geared up to get to this point. And on the way, you want to list on CoinMarketCap. You want to list on CoinGecko. And all of these are the famous websites that host crypto coins and tell you information about various different coins. It could be altcoins, meme coins, anything. And obviously, once you get listed on more and more of these exchanges, more and more people can trade your coin, which generally brings with it more eyes, more investors, etc., etc., as it did here. But what happens usually when it's listed finally on these, you get this massive push where loads of retail start flooding in and the price goes up massively, but the experienced buyers who are already in from before, they sell to retail. That's how crypto's always worked. It's nothing new. It's nothing incredible. To be honest, that's how all markets have worked since the dawn of time. But there you go. So how are we going to approach this? Let me show you a few meme coins that have reached this wave 3. And like I've said before in my videos, they're few and far between. But there are a few of them out there. This is Dogwave Hat. Mentioned this many times throughout this training program. But the thing about wave 3 is there's two really cool things about wave 3 that you need to be aware of. One is technically, for example, here at the 8th of January low to the 17th of January high, you could actually still make decent returns. On the whole, they're going to be way less in terms of multiples on the whole. But generally, you can still make some returns. So you can still make a 2x or more than a 2.5x. So that's nice to know. But the really cool thing is because the market cap is so high, there's so much liquidity, and there's way less volatility compared to like a wave 1, you can do larger positions. If you wanted to, and I've done this before, you can go in with $5,000 US, maybe even 8,000, 9,000. Obviously, you have to be very experienced, understand the risk, etc., etc. But the thing is, it's not going to, in 5 minutes, it's not going to suddenly move down on you. So let's say even here, for example, let's say you bought in here because you thought this was the pump. So let's literally illustrate this. So we see it going up. Maybe it's a bit of an uptrend. We don't know. We buy in here. We buy in exactly here. Let's put a horizontal line where we buy. It's a hypothetical situation. We buy in on 30th of December. We think it's going to pump. It starts to pull down and then it retests where we bought and then pulls down more. So we get to about here. And this is on the 3rd of January. It's 4 days later. 4 days later, not like 4 minutes later, like wave 1 coins where they suddenly crash to nothing a lot of the time. This is 4 days later. So let's check in 4 days how much our position would be down from here. So from the top blue line to the bottom blue line, we're down 15%. And if you caught it sooner, like if you saw your position is not really moving anywhere, let me sell some of the position, half and then maybe another half and stuff like that. On an average, you might only be down 5% or 10%. Yes, you've got more money invested, but let's say you've got 5,000 invested and you might take a loss of $500. So from 5K, you're left with anywhere from 4 to 4.5K. It doesn't sound good, but if it goes in your favor and you get that 2x or 3x, then you'll be left with anywhere from 10 to 15K. So the ROI is good. The risk to reward is decent if you find the right setup. But the thing is, because you've got larger amounts, the amount you make will be larger. So you'll make 5K or 10K rather than 1 SOL or 2 SOL. And that's good as well, because in ROI terms it's less, but in absolute amounts of dollars or Solana, it's a lot more. So this is a good opportunity for those of you who want to take slower trades and you have slightly bigger positions as well. You can look at Wave 3 setups. And it's very easy to find these because you'll hear about them on Twitter. Anything that's gone Wave 2 is going to be all over Twitter. It's going to be all over Dex Screener. You can look across the top here at all of the trending tokens and start making a little watch list. And you can add your watch list like I showed you here on the left. Click on watch list. So basically on anyone like this Whiff with Soul, scroll down, click on the watch list button here on the right and add to your watch list. And then you can keep an eye on this particular collection. And the thing is, when we're moving up, where are our targets? Our targets are very simple. When you're in all-time new highs and there's blue sky ahead of you, you have to look at round numbers. But the numbers get bigger, so it's more like 300 million, 350, 400. And then when we get past that, it's literally just 1 billion, 1.5 billion and above. It goes crazy. But you're still looking at round numbers. That's our best way. The other things you can look at are previous highs. If you're buying one of the dips, you're looking at previous high as a target. Those are the two targets. And then the other thing is from socials, you're looking at any big news. Any big news, rumors about a listing, price will go up. When they're actually listed, price will probably sell off a little bit. That's just how it works. So you can keep an eye on that too. And what we're doing here with Wave 3 is we're taking advantage of the fact that there's already volume, existing social community, existing people pumping this collection all over social media. There's lots of marketing involved, and this all helps us. And we're trading this. Why are we trading this Wave 3 anyway? Why should we even bother? We're trading it instead of trading Bitcoin or Solana, AVAX, altcoins. So instead of altcoins, that are also relatively safe. You can definitely get 10% drawdowns. AVAX can easily drop 5 or 10% on a given day. Same with Solana. But does AVAX go up 2 or 3x in a week or so? No. That doesn't happen. Solana's if it's at $100 right now, will it go to $300 in a week? Very, very unlikely. Will one of these meme coins go 2x or 3x? Quite possible. Quite possible at these market caps, because these market caps are still small-ish. And the target price I'm looking at is I'm looking for anywhere between kind of say maybe 5 million to 10 million generally. And I'm hoping that they pump to 100 million basically. That's the best case scenario. That's what I'm looking at. So that's in terms of kind of tokenomics. And in terms of strategy, in my next video, I'll show you the setups that I've seen on Wave 3. But mainly is these numbers that I'm looking at. It's not a specific strategy. It's more, do the numbers make sense for an investment? Much like you invest in an altcoin. Yes, you'll get areas which are more favorable. But generally, the theory is we go for a final push. And it's a big push. And this is one I'm involved in, and this is called GameStop. And this is one that's been trending recently, and it had a bit of a run, and then it had a bit of a Wave 2 move, had a pullback, and now it's rounding up and starting to attack all-time highs. No guarantees about anything here. Obviously, when we get to all-time highs, I'm going to take a little bit of profit. And then after that, could it run to 50 million or 100 million? Who knows? Who knows? We don't know for sure. But I do know if we do get a breakout and it goes up, 15 million, 20 million, and then 50 if it really goes well. Now, literally, it could collapse from here and go down. I don't know. Nobody knows. But I can watch the position carefully. And the good thing is, now we're trying to start a Wave 3. We're trying to start. Got a bit of volume coming in. I know that if it pulls back, I've got my little levels here where I might take some profits and sell if it's pulling back. And I've got my levels kind of marked. And in my mind as well, I know where things, I wouldn't be happy with things. If I see the trend change and there's the stairs are going back downwards, I know to sell out, but I have time. I can sleep on it. I don't have to suddenly watch this every minute or second of every day like I have to do with Wave 1 and most of the time Wave 2 as well. So that's the thing with the setup. I'm basically doing the maths. having a look at the overall picture, overall trends and narratives, I've seen I've seen a few coins that have been very popular go from this 5 to 10 million range and pump up all the way. You've seen like Dog with Hat to 250 million. It's not that crazy, not that insane. They're not all going to do it, but some will. You just have to find the right setups. So in the next video, we're going to actually talk about the structure I saw here and the structures you might see when you're doing these Wave 3 strategies. Thanks for listening.